Welcome to my live. Hello, Jamia. How are you? Hi, TCG fam. How are you? Can you guys hear me okay? No problem. Thank you for stopping in. I understand for sure. Yes. Oh, yeah, I definitely understand. Glad you're off, and I'm sure you have things you have to get done this evening. Yeah, Jamia, this news broke my heart. When I tell you, I remember Twitch from So You Think You Can Dance when he first kind of came on the scene publicly on that dance show, and he was just always so positive. And so when like people experience this kind of thing, and you start hearing that he potentially took his own life, then I'm just like, what in the world? Like, how do we prevent things like this? But yeah, just RIP to Twitch. Your life mattered. Anybody else dealing with any dark thoughts? Your life matters. And just know that people need you here. You may not feel like it, but your life matters. So just giving a little shout out to Twitch. RIP for sure. The thing about it is I would watch his Instagram with him and his wife, because his wife is also a dancer, and they would be dancing together and having a good time. Sometimes they would have their kids in the videos. Apparently he had posted on TikTok just like 24 hours ago, and he was dancing just like normal. And so it just makes you wonder, like, when did you make this decision? How can you prevent stuff like this from happening when you don't see it? And it's really, I know it has to be hard for the people that are closest to him, because they're the ones that are right there. And I don't know, like, there hasn't been any other statements about it, but that's just kind of what people are saying as far as media and things like that. So I won't say that that's for sure, or whatever it might be. But if that is the case, and that's really what happened, then it's like, well, how do we prevent these things? Hi, Lady Kinsey, how are you? Yeah, he was on Ellen for a long time, but I remember him before that on So You Think You Can Dance. He was one of the dance contestants on So You Think You Can Dance. You just don't expect this kind of thing to pop up. It's almost like who was it? The beauty queen, pageant queen, who had taken her own life, and people were just shocked because it was one of those things like, what in the world? How did this happen? So just RIP, rest in peace to Twitch for sure. I want to see if I can find I'd love to see if I can find some of the video of him dancing. You know what really like gets me about something like this is when you see that they have young kids, and it's just like, why? Like, what could we have done? And it makes you worried because we all have friends, we all have loved ones. They are confirming that Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner did rule it as such. I'll show you guys a statement from People magazine. Let's see if I can share this one. Hi, Joseph. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I just hated to hear this news about Twitch. And the thing about it, I think it's just one of those things you keep thinking, how can you prevent things like this from happening? So let's see if I can pull this try to pull this up. Go back over here. So, People magazine, they are saying that it was confirmed and ruled as such by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner. He had just recently turned 40, recently celebrated his anniversary with his wife. And I saw that because it was posted on Instagram. And then they said it occurred Tuesday at a motel in Encino, California. It was a self-inflicted wound. I know we say we can't stop the inevitable, but I wonder if we don't pay attention sometimes to people because we only see what we want to see sometimes. I think, like when it comes to comedians, when it comes to dancers, like people that are entertainers, oftentimes we look to them to do that, entertain. But I just wonder sometimes, especially those who are close to people, but I also know that as humans, we can hide emotions. We can hide what we're really thinking. We can put on a mask. And so it makes it really difficult when people are able to put on a mask, but they might be really struggling inside. So it's like one of those things that, how do we get people to share that they're struggling inside and to want to get help? Because that's the part that I feel like has to be figured out so that friends of ours or family members of ours don't do things like this, because we've all had low points. We've all had low moments in life. So it just makes you wonder. See, Joseph says people are dealing with deep, deep issues. Folks do not show what we deal with. It's true. But what can we do to deal with those in a way that we are still alive? And one of the things I was kind of chatting about, I have a group chat with some of my friends on Facebook, and we were DMing each other. Like usually when it comes to like popular news and stuff, things that we all be kind of interested in, and sometimes just life stuff, we'll post in that little chat. And I hadn't heard about it, and then one of my friends earlier today posted the link that this had happened. So one of the things that I was saying, because I was just talking about this in one of my other lives the other day, was just how important it is for people to have an outlet, somebody to talk to. It's okay to talk to a therapist and things like that. Talk to somebody about what you're feeling and what you're thinking. But I don't know, it's tricky because because I feel like once people get to a point where they decide to take their own life, they're not always going to share that with somebody. So I just don't know how to, I don't know. But I just think like, you have this beautiful family, you have your kids. It has to be torturous, or it has to be such suffering inside that you would want to remove yourself from that. Because I know, like, as a father, as a mother, those who have taken their own lives, you love your family, you love your kids. And I guarantee that he loved his kids and his wife, but something deep down inside told him that he's better off being gone. It's just, but those loved ones are not better off. Those kids are not better off. So I know some people are so insensitive and they'll start saying, oh, those people that take their lives are so selfish, things like that. But I don't think it's even a selfish act. I think there's such a deep hurt, such a deep pain for somebody to get to that point. Like, you can just imagine how deep of a hurt somebody has to have to get to that level. It's just unfortunate, though. I don't know. What are some things that you guys do to get yourself out of depression, or to get yourself out of low thoughts, or to get yourself in a better mood? What are some things that you guys do? But I feel like also, as human beings, as we're growing up, we have to make it a safe space for people to share and to express feelings. Because sometimes we train people to not share their feelings, to not be emotional. So they just tuck it away because they feel like they don't want to look weak. They don't want to make anybody else feel bad. And we have to take away putting that on people as they're growing up. Because there are people who are really expressive. There are people that are really open with their emotions, that will tell you, I'm not doing my best. I need help. But then there's those who just tuck away and just deal with it. So, I don't know. I feel like I can be a person that tucks away and just deals with it. But as I've gotten older, for me, I'm like, I'm not letting myself get to that level of just seclusion and things like that. So, but how do you pull that out of yourself when you get that deep and dark? Yeah, definitely, Joseph, a huge stigma on men saying what they're dealing with, or expressing feelings, or crying. Like, crying is a natural emotion. Things happen that make you cry. Sometimes good things, sometimes sad things. And Jamie, I'm grateful that you have someone to speak to. And I feel like everybody, because I was talking about that with my friends, I feel like everybody should have a therapist, a counselor, somebody that you can reach out to that's not always family, that can talk you through your feelings, that will listen to you, but also help you kind of work through how you're feeling and ways to deal with it. Because your friends and family can't always do it. They don't always know what to say. Because you think about like a situation like this with even him, like, he has a beautiful family and he still did this. So it's not enough just to have like these beautiful loved ones in your life. You still also need to be able to talk to somebody that can help you through it. I just hate that this happened. I really, really do. So I can't really play the audio on this that I'm going to put over here, but let's show some happy moments from Twitch. Let's look at how he got started. So I remember first seeing him on So You Think You Can Dance. Just look how young he looked. This was his audition. This was a pretty good show. I don't want to play the audio for copyright's sake, but let's show some of these happy moments, or good memories, I should say. This was 15 years ago. He just turned 40 a few days ago. Jamie says, your mom told you about it. You saw Tap the Browns post. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of people posting about it. Ellen made a post about it, just a simple post showing her hugging him, saying that he was family. So I can imagine, I mean, he was her right hand for several years. And so people become your family. It's hard. It just makes you wonder, what was that moment? Like, what was that thought that made him go do that? I don't know. And really, like, his wife doesn't have to share all of that, because to me that is something that they can talk through and work through, because the people closest to them, I mean, for him to have checked in a hotel and things like that, she knows what those moments were that led up to. But hopefully people will respect her privacy as she deals with it and all of that, because people don't always do that. Yeah, there's so many people hurting, and the holidays can just be so hard on people. It just seems like there tends to be a lot of things happening within November and December, locally, in your own community, but also just with celebrities as well. It seems like every year rolls around, you have several losses of those that are known celebrities. But then you also look at just your local community and people you know. It's always so much going on. Yeah, but I also think there's a lot of free will on earth, and people make choices as humans, and things try to get in to destroy you. But you have to protect your mind, your mental health as much as possible. You just don't know sometimes. Let's see. It's just, I don't know, y'all. there definitely is a lot that we don't know and always understand. That's just I don't know. But I definitely pray for his family, and it's all you can really do at this point. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and share just condolences, but also before I go, because I don't want to be on here long, but I don't know, this just bothered me today. And then I think because looking on like his social media, he had just posted a few days ago with his family some holiday stuff, and his kids were there. He was dancing with his wife, and then to see him on TikTok, he had just posted a day ago dancing, and just so it just made me like think like, wow, how do you know that somebody is at that level when that's not what they're showing you and it's just a mask? And so I think if anything, just those that are close to you, your friends, your family, just look for stuff, because like you ask somebody, how are you doing? Look a little deeper than them just saying okay or I'm fine. Because I know, like, I'll tell you guys, when I dealt with some things, like especially when I talk about like my sister when she first passed away when I was young. Like I was 17 when she passed away, but I remember people asking me after that, like, how are you doing? I would say I'm fine, but I wasn't fine. And and even them asking me that question, they should know, like, you're not fine when you just lose somebody like that. Or people that are going through health issues, whether it be cancer or other things that are serious health issues. You ask them, how are you doing? And they say, I'm fine. Do you really think they're doing fine? There's layers to that. Like you have to be going through a lot. I think even sometimes just asking people, not always just asking, how are you doing? Because a lot of times you're going to get that answer, I'm fine, I'm good, and it's not the truth. So I think just check on your strong friends, check on the people that always are positive and always happy, because I think one of the things that we also have to remember, it's natural to not always be happy. It's natural to have moments where you're sad or upset. And so if somebody's always happy and always upbeat, sometimes they're masking other feelings. And so just pay attention to things like that, because it's normal to sometimes be sad or to sometimes be upset. And actually, I think it's probably more healthy when people do express sadness, when they express tears and things like that. When you just cover all that up, that's not healthy. You're really bottling all of that up. So I think we can look out for things like that as well. But yeah, definitely check on your strong friends. Pay attention to people who you know might be going through things. Pay attention to people who might have pressures on them. I don't know. And then with things like this, you start wondering, like, he just turned 40. Like, were there opportunities that he wanted that he didn't have anymore? Like, what's going on? I know the Ellen show had ended. I don't know what he had currently been working on or anything like that. That's good, Jamie. Definitely. And that's really important, because as parents, letting your kids see that you're human as well, because then they feel like, oh, you know what? Sometimes my mom also feels this way or that way. It's normal for me to feel this way or that way, or it's normal for me to express it. It's definitely good to open a safe space. But yeah, I think everybody just I don't know. This one was, and it's not even so much. Uh, I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know. But it's just like you see these big, bright, bubbly personalities and full of life. You feel like they are dying inside, and then they just take their life. I was thinking about like even Regina King and her son. He took his life, and what was crazy is he was just about to have a show for his music, and it was coming up, and it was like then he was gone and never got to do the show. And he such a talented person that didn't even really get to share his full gift with the world, and an opportunity to be able to do so was coming up, and he just couldn't hold on. So it just makes you wonder. I know as family and friends that are close to people, it has to be the most difficult. And so I think that's kind of where my mind just goes, like, if this could happen to this person, it could happen to a friend, it could happen to a family member. So how do I know that something like this could happen? How can you help? And I think that's because I'm sure, like, as family members, after something like this happens, that's probably one of the big questions. Like, how do I help? How do I help? How do we stop this from happening? Like, what did I miss? What did I miss? And so nobody wants to get to that point where you're having to ask yourself, what did I miss? I just keep encouraging people. If you're feeling like devastated, if you're feeling like your life has no more purpose, if you're feeling like there's nothing left or no other reason for you to be here, just know that there's still purpose. There's still purpose for your life. Don't take your life. I did want to share also before I go. So before I go, I want to share the suicide prevention hotline. You can dial 988 and talk to anybody. It's open 24 hours a day, 3-digit code. If you don't feel like you want to talk to anybody else, or you're embarrassed to talk to anybody else, these people don't know you. They don't have any reason to judge you. Call, dial, save your life. Run to a hospital, run to wherever. Say, I need help. But I know it's easier said than done when people get to such a low point. I know it's easier said than done, because once they get to that point where they're really going to take their own life, they're not thinking about dialing or calling a number. So this has to be used when you start to really just feel like nothing matters. Before you get to that point where it's too late, call somebody, go get help, go find somebody. Because it's just, I think it's, once you let yourself just get too deep, it's too late. Donna says, hi Donna Green, how are you? He was young. You never know what a person is going through. We're not to judge, because we don't know what that person is going through. Pain is real. Definitely. Pain is very real. Like I said, it's just one of those things where it's, what can we do to help before this happens? Because how can we make it a safe space for people to express how they're feeling, so that this does not have to be the decision that they make? And I really think about this because I just know that I've been really, really depressed and down over life situations. And somehow I was able to pull myself from getting to a point where I would take my life. And so it's like, how can we get people to that place where they can do the same? Because it's not enough to have a family, have kids that you love. Because I mean, there's so many people who have beautiful families that they love and things like that, but they still take their life. There has to be something within that can keep people from doing this. And it's like, how do we build that up in people? I don't know. But everybody has like their reasoning for how things like this happen. Like you have people that will say it's evil, like evil people are letting the devil have their mind and things like that. Some people say, well, it's just mental illness. But whatever it is, I'm just like, how do we stop it? And like some people saying, you may not be able to stop it. It's going to continue to happen. But I don't know. So yeah, just suicide prevention lifeline. Like I said, it's just a resource, but you can always reach out to anyone else that you can get to listen. Don't be embarrassed if you're feeling like you're just down and you don't know what to do. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. People may not understand what you're going through, but at the end of the day, you gotta fight, 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 fight. But I think it's also just a reminder as well to tell people that you love them, tell people that you care about them, tell people that you appreciate them, because if something like this does happen, you want to know that that person knew that you loved them, and that person knew that you appreciated them, and that person knew that you were there for them, even if they felt like they still wanted to go or leave this earth. Yeah. Remembering Twitch, guys. Let's end this live on a positive note. I'm gonna play him dancing with the sun. This was Father's Day when he was on Ellen. So I'm gonna play this clip, and then we'll close out this live. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this live. Rest in peace to Twitch, and prayers for his family. Again, if you are dealing with anything, reach out for help. If you feel like you can't talk to anyone, there is a suicide hotline. You can dial 988. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for those who were able to tune in. I appreciate all of you and stay strong.